Hi ladies, now your body is trying to talk to you. Are we listening? Perimenopause symptoms and how to track them. Now welcome back to the channel. It is now day 8 of the 30 days of perimenopause. So welcome back. If you've stuck with me for a whole week and you're ready for the next week, then let's get started. Okay, so why does tracking matter? Now, it's important during this transition that we're able to track our menstrual cycle, we're able to track our symptoms, and we're able to track our mood. Now, it's important because it can help you to gather all the information that you need to take to your doctor or your healthcare provider. It also gives yourself some clarity about how you're feeling, what's happening with your cycle, your menstrual cycle, and if there's any difference in your mood. Are you having more frequent mood changes? It's also good to find any potential triggers to your symptoms. Now, I found tracking very useful for me over a period of time, and once I realised that I was on a perimenopause journey, if you like, I was more conscious in making sure that I write down other symptoms that I'd noticed, and also looking back. So I am now on HRT, but when I look back on where maybe my symptoms started, it was quite a long time ago, and I went back and forth to the doctors about different things that were happening to me that are all connected to the perimenopause, but at the time it was just that one single thing that was concerning me. For example, migraines or tinnitus. I had tinnitus. So when I had the conversation around HRT and me needing something more to be able to cope day to day, I felt confident when I had the conversation because it was a phone appointment. I didn't actually physically go into the doctors, but I requested a female doctor, and I had a list, I had notes on how I was feeling, how long that had probably lasted for, whether there were other changes in relation to my menstrual cycle and things like that. So I felt much more confident knowing that I tracked the symptoms and things that had been happening in my body. Now, tools for tracking. So what can we do? Now, the first one I'm going to suggest is what I always suggest, and that's in your journal. So, or diary, if you have a diary or you do a journal, or you're thinking about starting one, then tracking all your symptoms in your daily journal is very useful. Another tool would be, there are available apps online that you can download that help you track your menstrual cycle. There's things like mood trackers, every kind of tracker. I think there's probably an app you can find for it. And then the third thing would be digital downloads. So again, you can get period trackers to download, print off, mood trackers to download, print off. Now, I have personally designed my own digital download for tracking. So I have a period tracker, I have a symptoms checklist, and I also have a mood tracker that is available to download, and I will pop that in the description box below. They're free. Download them, print them off. Okay, so finally, how are we tracking changes and symptoms? How are we noticing patterns? Now, you need to just think about things like during your period. Do you feel like on the lead up to your period you're getting hot flashes? Or is it when your period's near the end you get hot flashes? Log any symptoms that you get that feel quite random. That's because looking back for me in hindsight, there were random things happening, and then later down the line they become more frequent. So even if it's something random, note it down in the journal or the diary or the tracker that you're using, so that when you do look back over a period of say three months, even 6 months, you can see if that is something that's happening more frequently now. Also, I used to get, and I still do, but not as frequently, heart palpitations. Now, do you tend to get heart palpitations when you've drank coffee or you've been drinking alcohol? You know, if you've been out for the night and you've drank alcohol, do you get up the next day and you have heart palpitations? Or is it as soon as you've had a drink of coffee, you know, those palpitations start? Now, when you're looking at your mood, you can track things like, for example, if you've had a poor night's sleep, you're going to get up in the morning and you're going to feel maybe low. Or if you've got brain fog at work, is that affecting your confidence? Is it making you a little bit more anxious? Track things like that. Also track the intensity, and I did say before about the frequency. This is because obviously your hormones are fluctuating, so things tend to change over time. And if the intensity is ramping up, then it's another thing that you can discuss with your doctor. Okay, there was just one last thing that I did want to mention. So with my periods, most of my adult life, I have been on the contraceptive pill. But when I noticed changes in my menstrual cycle, they remained regular, but they were heavier and really painful. And I was recommended by a couple of doctors the Mirena coil, and that is what I have. I have the Mirena coil, and that resolved my symptoms of pain and the heaviness immediately. Now, that's something that I obviously decided for myself. So now tracking my periods, I don't tend to get periods. Now, I have been on the Mirena coil for around 5 years, and the early stages of being on it, I did have a period, and it tended to last quite a few days, but they were never heavy. It was just a little bit inconvenient. And I've since had my coil changed, so I've had to have it sort of updated, a new one put in. And since then, I no longer have periods, which is great, but I still know when my time is due, because I will still get that feelings of, what's the word? I still get frustrated. I still get irritated. That's the word, irritated, and think, okay, if I look back through my calendar, I'm like, yeah, this is when I would normally bleed. Okay, so if tracking feels like a good idea for you, a useful tool, then please take a look in the description box below, because as I say, I have designed a period tracker, a mood tracker, and I have a symptoms checklist, which I have mentioned in previous videos. So go take a look at those. They are free to download, a very useful tool. And that will go ahead and finish day 8. And I will be back again tomorrow. Bye.